Good morning, everyone. As you're coming on, say hi. Where are you watching from? I hope you like that meme. This is Mike Cook coming to you live from Central Missouri. It is approximately 8:28 a.m. on February 1st, 2021. The year everything gets revealed. We will find out who's who, as we already have in many cases. Many of you this time last year would have told me Fox News is where it's at. That didn't work out so well, did it? As you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from. Please, if you're watching on Facebook, go up and follow me if you haven't already. Like this, share this, and comment on it. That helps the algorithms, although they're trying to squash my reach. If you're watching right now, I am also live on YouTube. Would you subscribe, hit the bell, and share this? Maybe comment. I'd appreciate it. There is my Rumble profile. Please go over there. Every video gets loaded to Rumble. I cannot go live on Rumble yet. They don't have that ability, but when they do, I will. That's my YouTube right there if you're looking for me. My MeWe. And they say Parler's coming back on. We'll see what happens. I'm also on a couple of the others. I'm really not active on it. I can't be active on everything, but I will get you that information, how to find me on the other ones. But it's pretty much Mike the Patriot or Mike Patriot Cook or something like that. That's generally me. Like I said, I'm not active on, but you can only be active on so many social media platforms and still hold a job, if you know what I mean. And I don't make any money doing this. Maybe someday, but not today. I have to pay for this operation somehow, and I go to work every day just like you. So how are y'all doing today? I hope you're having a great, wonderful day. It's exciting. We got a new month. Can't wait to see what happens. What new executive orders does the faux president have for us today? Won't that be exciting? Yes, it'd be great. Will we have more trannies in the bathroom? I don't know. Who knows? But I have a feeling. Still got that feeling that things are not as they seem. Things may not be working out the way they think that they should. You know, for example, did y'all hear that Black Lives Matters is nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize? That's right, Black Lives Matters. And I don't mean the phrase, the thought, the notion that Black lives should matter, because they should. But I mean the Marxist, socialist, radical organization that is ran by two gals from South Africa who are active in the South African Black Liberation Movement, BLM. Boy, that's awfully convenient, isn't it? I don't know. But this is what they're telling us, how wonderful this is. But what the reality is that this is the group that's being nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. You know, the one that burnt the cities down, that destroyed billions and billions of dollars of infrastructure, that like 700 police officers killed or harmed or injured by these people over the last year. You know, the ones that raised $2.something billion for Act Blue, the financial arm of the Democratic National Convention. Yeah, those guys. They're being nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Isn't that wonderful? Can we all say, yay? Not. Because, you see, the media, they try to tell you one thing, but it's really another. You can't trust anything that comes from the media. Not any of them. They create narratives. Here's another picture showing how they can create a narrative. There's a mama carrying her little baby in her mouth, as these lions do. But the media will spin it around and show you the opposite side and say, look, this horrible mother is eating her child. But that's not reality. But they don't show you reality. See, the media doesn't tell you reality. They tell you spin. They tell you narrative. Anything that is a narrative is a lie. It's that simple. That's all you got to know. For example, did you know this? Breaking: the identity of the Capitol Hill police officer who shot and killed the unarmed protest on January 6th has been a closely guarded secret, despite a law requiring public disclosure of officers involved in shootings. The officer has now been identified. That's right, he has. The identity of the officer who killed the unarmed protester is now publicly available on various search engines. The officer is a vocal member of the Black Lives Matter, the ones that are getting the Nobel Peace Prize movement, or nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, and has expressed a desire to see Trump supporters killed on his Facebook page. What a nice guy. Now, the author of these tweets, there's his name at the top there. He didn't say this guy's name, and neither am I. He blocked it out, but this is a nice picture of this officer. I don't know that we should have police officers that advocate the killing of anybody. I thought we were against police officers, Black Lives Matter. I thought they were defund the police and all that stuff. They're chanting, our streets, whose streets, our streets. They've been chanting the same old chants. Hey ho, the police officers gotta go. They've been chanting the same old chant since 1964. Make up a new chant. Come on. So, we're told that Black Lives Matter deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, but yet this is Black Lives Matters. How much of that $2 billion did Black Lives Matters spend in the inner city Chicago to help out some Black lives that maybe need some help? Or how about Baltimore? Or how about LA? Or how about St. Louis? Let's go into the inner city and spend that billions of dollars and help these kids. Don't their Black Lives matter? Maybe not. Again, the narrative, the spin. It just doesn't seem like the media wants to tell you the truth. Every time you turn around, you hear a different story, a different narrative. They want to spin things. You remember all summer long, those whacked out right-wing Trump supporting Christian conservative conspiracy theorists talking about this made up fantasy that this HCQ can cure the coronavirus. It's a lie. It's not true. It's so untrue that Facebook would deplatform the people who were pushing this. They'd ban them. They'd block them. They'd shadow ban them. They'd call them an idiot. They'd call them conspiracy theories and liars. They bashed Trump about it. They just went on a rampage talking about how HCQ is nothing but a bunch of conspiracies. But lo and behold, what do we know? After 440,000 Americans are dead, Facebook and the American Journal of Medicine admit that their stand on HCQ was wrong. Oh, I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. These people should be prosecuted. Back in August 2020, we wrote on treating coronavirus, the liberal mainstream media can't hide the truth from American public forever. The latest international testing of hydrochloroquine, I butcher that word, so I'm a redneck from Rednecksville, so just get over it. Treatment of coronavirus shows that countries that had used it early, it goes on to say, didn't have a massive outbreak or deaths of the coronavirus. But wait a second, how can that be? I don't know. It says Facebook has announced it made a mistake. We're sorry. When it censored studies showing that HCQ saves life, censorship is never a mistake. Tech executive repeatedly made a calculated decision month after month, silencing physicians worldwide. Doctor after doctor after doctor were shut down. Their Facebook pages removed. They were kicked off of Twitter. They were kicked off of Facebook. They were kicked off of YouTube. Doctors, they'd say, follow the science, only the science. You are nothing but a bunch of science deniers and conspiracy theorists. Follow the science. But they were following age-old science. You know how they started using HCQ? HCQ is the synthetic version of quinine. You know, gin and tonic quinine. Why did the aristocrats in the British Empire 150 years ago sip on gin and tonic? Because it warded off malaria. They didn't know how or why. They just knew it did. That's how long this has been working. This is how long this is. But it's not, it goes against the narrative. Orange man, bad. We got to get rid of the orange man. You know, it's coming out today. It's just breaking, just before I went live, that the CDC may have misrepresented the deaths by the coronavirus by as much as 1,600%. Oh, they slightly miscalculated that. Just a little bit off. I mean, 1,600%, that's a rounding error, right? They called us conspiracy theories. They chased us around. They banned us and mocked us. They told us we are science deniers, while all the time they were denying science. I got a question to ask you. What other conspiracies that Facebook and Twitter and all them have been mocking and banning and limiting the reach of? What other conspiracies out there that maybe we ought to take a second look at? What do you think? You know, the MyPillow guy's been deplatformed. They've stopped selling us pillows and Kohl's and all the other places. Kohl's the only one that came to mind, but there's several other. But the only one that said they're sticking with them is Costco. Because of his opinion? Because he's a crazy conspiracy theorist? You know, maybe every time Facebook fact checks something, you should go check it out to see if it's like HCQ, where it's not the facts that they're checking, it's the narrative they're creating, and a narrative equals a lie. Maybe some of these conspiracies that are out there aren't conspiracies after all. Maybe the conspiracy is the ones trying to shut everybody up. That can't be it. That can't be it. Because Facebook, they're pure and clean as the wind-driven snow. You know, Project Veritas has some new videos out about Facebook. They're quite interesting. You should probably go check those out. Because, you know, Facebook, they only want the best for you. They care about you. They love you. They want to hug you and squeeze you and call you George, among other things. But wait, there's more. More conspiracies to chase. And I'm not even getting into the real conspiracy. You want to know about them? So people were asking about my friend Brad, who I did an interview with, whether they can trust him about the things that he says. Look, Brad will tell you. I'm putting the information out there. It's up to you to decide. Go check it out. But let me ask you a question. You know, I tagged Brad in the video that I posted on Facebook and got a suspension. I got a permanent ban from interacting in any groups, including groups that I created, including non-political groups that I created, like sales sites. And I got, 7 or 10 days that I couldn't post or go live on Facebook just because I tagged him. Why is that? What are they afraid of? I mean, it's just a conspiracy, right? It's a thought. But, you know, there's more to this. You know, right now, there's all kinds of craziness going on in the stock market. We got all this short selling and short squeezing and all this. What's going on here? So I found this kind of interesting. It says that press secretary Jen Psaki, however you say her name, brother is Jeff Psaki, who works as a portfolio manager for Citadel, with Melissa Hogman as director of the SEC, wife of Peter Strzok, You know, Peter Strzok, you know, the one that was texting back and forth to his girlfriend. That's his wife. To his girlfriend. Okay, whatever. You know, grown men, women, about how they got a plan to keep Trump from becoming president. They got a plan B and a plan C. Remember that? That's that Peter Strzok right there. Anyways, and Jen's brother working at Capital LLC or Citadel LLC. Now, what's that company? What is Citadel LLC? Well, they happen to own Robinhood. That's right. The ones that froze all of the buying and selling of GameStop stock, along with AMC and some of the others that were being short squeezed to bail out their big hedge fund buddies. That's right. You know, these hedge fund buddies that gave all this money to Joe Biden. Huh, how about that? But that's just a conspiracy theory. You know, in the fine print here, it says 2010, Plasky married George Mercher, a deputy finance director of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. They have 2 children. Her brother, Jeffrey Plasky, I don't know. I'm butchering her name, I'm sure, but whatever. You know who I'm talking about. Jeffrey is a portfolio manager for Citadel LLC, the company that owns Robinhood. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting? When have you ever seen brokers limit shares being bought, taking away your ability to buy? Have you ever seen that before? Isn't that interesting? So I have this video. I can't play it. My wife's not here. I apologize. But you can hear the audio and get the point. So this is the gal right here. And she's got a public service announcement she wants to say. And I think you need to listen to this.
Hedge fund managers are suffering. Take Preston, a simple man whose fund has a minimum buy-in of only $700,000. He became interested in GameStop simply because he enjoys the hot games that the kids are into, like Fortnite and Pitfall. Now, the victim of senseless market manipulation, he's had to move from Greenwich, Connecticut to West Haven. Securities lawyer won't return his texts because he's always on the phone with Elon Musk. His living conditions are so poor that there's no running water in the butler's pantry. His country club membership is now pool only. Yes, these stories are hard to hear, but we cannot turn our backs on those who have been short squeezed. But you can help. For just $8,000 a day, you can support the leveraged. How often do we spend $8,000 a day without even thinking about it? It's the fuel in your private jet for a quick trip to the Maldives, a bag at the Prada store, and yet such a small gift can have such a big impact. Thanks to your generosity, your hedgie will be able to turn on the heat again in the servants' quarters, rehire that third nanny, finish the reno on the infinity pool, and find meaningful work, like paying off a senator to outlaw Reddit. You'll even get letters from your hedgie's private secretary letting you know how your financial gift is making an impact. So please, won't you donate today and let a hedgie return to the life he deserves? Hedge fund.
The life he deserves. You gotta protect your favorite hedgie, your favorite hedge fund manager, because they're suffering so. They've lost so much. They was willing to destroy GameStop or AMC for the sport of it. And make a couple $1 billion while they're at it. Why not? I mean, we got to help these poor people out. They're really, really suffering. Maybe we can have the president sign an executive order to get rid of all these the little people from interfering. Just sign here, Mr. President. Don't worry about it. Just sign here. We got it covered. Maybe that's the way we should do it. But see, there's a whole lot going on. There's a whole lot happening in the background. So CNN says white supremacist internet gamers buy GameStop stocks to purposely bankrupt Jewish hedge fund on International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Well, how about that? I didn't know they were white supremacists. You know what? These gamer guys that are on Reddit that are doing this, I don't think they know what white supremacy is. I don't think they know what International Holocaust Day is. And I darn sure don't think they care if it's a Jewish hedge fund or not. These people, they're just out to have a little fun and, cause a little chaos. Or maybe it's orchestrated. I don't know. Could be. Could be part of a plan. Trust the plan kind of thing. I don't know. But I think it's kind of entertaining that CNN's got to go down the white supremacist road to try to create a narrative. Think about it. Does that make any sense to you? I don't think it's just white supremacists. Heck, I bet you there's some black guys. You hear that? Black guys probably bought some GameStop stock too. What do you think? You think maybe some Asians did too? Maybe some Mexicans. What do you think? That can't be. It's got to be the white supremacists. So this is kind of hard to see, but it says, I bought shares in AMC this morning with no issues. Then in the afternoon, I tried buying 3 more shares and was told by Robinhood that the limit was 10 per day and it was not allowed. In the final hour, I tried to buy 3 shares. Robinhood told me that the limit was now 1 per day. And then this guy answers. He says, I'm curious about your AMC investment. What is your DCF valuation for AMC? What is the book value and cash flow per share? What PE multiple are you using when making your investment decision? Thanks. And somebody else says, I don't speak for her, but I bought AMC to punish the shorts and to make some money in the short term. Are you supportive of the hedge funds who make profit by driving companies into bankruptcy? Now listen to what this guy says down here. He says shorting is a valuable, I can't read it. I apologize. I can't see. Shorting is a valuable purpose in the market. It's called price discovery. The fact that hedge funds do it is irrelevant to me. But watching punks like you buy stocks and artificially driving up prices is actually much more worse. Go back to online gaming. How dare you enter in with us professionals? How dare you do what we're doing? You can't take advantage of the things we've created and the rules we put into place. This isn't for you. You're not one of us. I'm thinking maybe there's some people that are kind of getting a little frustrated with what's going on. So they've been able to wreak havoc across the marketplace, manipulate the market, play games with the market, destroy people's lives, incomes, and livelihoods and businesses on a whim. Make a few billion here, spend a month on your yacht, no problem. No big deal, doesn't hurt us any. But what about the guy who's been struggling along trying to make a living, trying to feed his family, working as manager at GameStop when the company goes bankrupt because you drove the stock to zero and he no longer has a job? But that doesn't matter. The government will give him unemployment. It'll be fine. And besides, I made $7.2 billion in the deal. So we're all good. That's who these people are. Now, this came out on Anonymous. And it says, I work for a bank whose name I will not disclose, or I won't disclose. You fools, you have no idea what you're doing. No idea how serious this is. This isn't simple get-rich-quick scheme. If there's a short squeeze on silver, and I'm going to talk about silver in a second, all the banks will fail. Every single one. 8 of them are short silver, and they would have to pay trillions to cover the shorts if silver got to triple digits. The entire financial system will be destroyed if you do this. Silver is to the banks as GME is to Melvin Capital. Is this what you want to happen? When you're in the middle of a pandemic? Oh, a pandemic, I'm scared. If the banks fall apart, you will wipe out every single person who's holding dollars. I wouldn't hold dollars, are you? It's probably a bad idea with a fiat currency that's trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. But that's just my opinion. See, that's holding dollars. What The hell is wrong with you? America will be destroyed. If you do this, don't think we won't take away your silver just as we disabled or your manipulated short squeeze stocks. You un-American traitors, you've been warned. Let me read that last sentence again. If you do this, don't think that we, who's we, won't take away your silver just the way we disabled your manipulated short squeeze? Who's we? You see, it's a manipulated short squeeze when a bunch of average Joe Americans get together on social media and say, hey, this is screwed up. Let's do something about it. Everybody go buy a little stock. That's a manipulated short squeeze. But it's not manipulating when the big hedge fund buys a whole bunch of stock at GameStop, millions and millions of dollars, when it's $4 a share, driving the price up to about $20 a share, then puts himself in a leveraged short position and dumps their millions of dollars worth of stock to drive the price down so they can get rich on the top end and rich on the short. But that's not manipulating anything. That's perfectly legal and just and fair. And we're just finding the set price. We're destroying a company. We're destroying people's livelihoods. But that's okay. It's okay because we know better. That's not manipulation, is it? Huh. Funny how that works. Funny how it's, all animals are equal, just some are more equal than others. And you are not supposed to play in this game. So then this guy pops up. You guys seen this one? I'm going to play it. I want you to hear what this guy has to say.
Hey, you guys want to have some serious fun? You want to pull a GameStop on a level, an order of magnitude higher than GameStop itself? Here's what you do. You tell everybody you know to go and buy 3 or 4 ounces of silver. That's all. If everybody in the United States, literally every man, woman, and child in the United States said they wanted 4 ounces of physical silver, that would be over 1 billion ounces of silver. And you know what that would do? It would instantly, overnight, collapse the entire fucking banking system. All of the JP Morgans, the Jamie Dimons, the BlackRocks, all these blood-sucking leeches who have been stealing trillions of dollars from us for dozens of years now would have to cover. And guess what? They can't cover their shorts. They've shorted silver for so many years to drive the price down that all we have to do now that it's already in short supply is ask for more.
So what's this guy saying? What's this guy talking about? Well, this is the next big thing. This is what those guys who were short squeezing the hedgies, the ones that are in deep trouble and they need some help from you. Those ones. That's what they're talking about right now on the interwebs. So what's that mean? Well, Friday, last I looked, and I didn't get a screenshot of it because I didn't think about it on Friday. But on Friday, silver, and I buy and sell silver as part of what I do. I mean, I got my used tire shop, all stuff, but I also, I've been dealing in jewelry stuff. We got a little jewelry store that my wife runs, and I've been buying and selling scrap silver and gold for years. It's just one of the things I try to literally try to scrap about an ounce of gold every month. Now, I haven't always been successful at that, but it's a couple $1,000, $1,500 in my pocket. It's a good deal. And I buy it anywhere I can. I buy it off the street. I buy it from auctions, whatever. But I've been buying silver coinage, silver jewelry for a long time. And I've been holding the coins, and I scrap the silver. It's not a lot, but I do. But when I checked the market on Friday, and I check the market every day, it was around $24.80. And then on Saturday, it was at 27. Now these are futures. And then this morning, it's at 30. That's a pretty good jump over a weekend. I talked to a couple friends of mine who are bigger players in this pond than I am. And they said that the brokerages houses that they purchase physical gold, this right here, he's talking about an ounce of silver. Well, there you go, right there. That's a peace dollar. That's just shy of an ounce. It's 90% silver. That's a peace dollar right there. That's an ounce of silver. 3 or 4 of those. Everybody bought 3 or 4 of those, and we could have a real issue in this country real quick. Don't be holding a lot of cash. That's all I got to say about that, because the fiat currency is in trouble. I'm just saying. But I was talking to my friends of mine, one of the largest refineries of precious metal in the world is Elementals. I deal with them. That's who I send my stuff off to. And it took a long time to get in one. They don't just buy off the street. You got to prove that you're a business, and they want me to take the risk. They don't want the risk. So that's a whole nother argument. So one of my friends, he scraps gold all the time. He's just like me. He's a bigger player than I am. And he gets a lot of his gold. He turns into silver. He wants silver rounds. And that's what he holds. Well, the last time we had a day, they said they didn't have any in Kansas City or in Dallas, the largest metal refinery in the world, was out of silver. And here this guy is talking about, if everybody just went out and bought a couple ounces of silver, dude, I don't think that you could buy a couple ounces of silver right now on the open market, because I don't think it's available. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't have the answers to that question, but I do know that this is going to be an interesting next few days if you play in this market, if you pay attention to what's going on. Because if you're holding it in your hand right now, there's a difference between buying a stock, a piece of paper. This is a physical asset that you can clutch in your hand and hold on to. So if you're holding that in your hand right now, here's another example. Got a few dimes right here. Those are mercury dimes. Those are silver. Holding them in my hands. Here's one for you that a lot of people don't realize. But this is an Eisenhower. Only coin after 1964 that actually has silver. 40% silver. But it's silver. Somebody said, well, yeah, but it's only 40% silver. How many have gold that's 10K? Yeah, that's around 40% gold. So, silver. It's interesting. The same people who created this problem in the market. And, there's other stocks right now. I heard several different stocks that they're doing the short squeeze on again. We are in interesting times. I don't know what's coming today. I don't know. I don't know what silver's going to do. I'm really kind of interested in that because, like I said, I deal in this. I will have a good day if silver goes through the roof. Personally, it might cause a lot of pain in some other neighborhoods. But as for me, I'll do all right. It's okay. And yes, I won't hold. I will sell. If it gets to a certain level, I got a number in my head. If it gets there, I will sell. But a lot of these guys aren't doing that. They're buying and holding. See, this causes a problem. You see, if these banks are really short in their position on silver, they'll have to cover that. And if there's no silver out there to buy, how do they cover that? Well, see, these banks are backed by what? The Fed. How's the Fed cover all that? There's more steps involved there. And someone was explaining it to me, and I really don't understand it enough to explain it to you. But this could bring down the whole entire worldwide fiat currency system. Do you remember when Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, along with a European coalition, invaded Libya? Why did we do that? Did that really make sense to you that we would take out Gaddafi? You see, under Bush, Gaddafi had switched sides. He had become an ally to us. He got rid of his weapons of mass destruction, and he decided to turn the tables, and he was giving info on Al-Qaeda and all this stuff. Why did we go after Gaddafi? I'll tell you why. Because Gaddafi was selling his sweet crude, sweetest crude in the world, best oil in the world, really, is out of Libya. He was selling his oil only for gold. It's all he would take for payment was gold. You had to pay him in gold. So whatever currency he had to switch to gold and pay him. And he was intending, and he had several other African nations that were going to go along with him, of creating an African union like the European Union that was going to be, their currency was going to be a gold-backed concern. They were going to print coins with gold, have a gold-backed currency. Let me tell you what happens. Every currency on the planet is a fiat currency, and it's controlled by several central banks, which are controlled by a very few number of people. If somebody introduces a currency backed by gold or silver or some kind of tangible asset, it will destroy every fiat fake currency on the planet. It would bring down the entire system. That's why they took Gaddafi out. It wasn't about oil. It wasn't about the Arab Spring. It wasn't about him being a dictator or not. It wasn't about terrorism. It wasn't about Al Qaeda. It wasn't about ISIS. It was about, we can't allow someone to set up a currency based on precious metals, based on something other than what the central banks can control. We can't allow that. So they took him out. Whatever happened to all that gold? Interesting question. Don't know. A lot of the repercussions came from that. ISIS was formed. Benghazi happened. A whole bunch of repercussions came from that. That's a whole nother video. That's like 6 videos. But they took out Gaddafi to protect the financial and banking system. You know, this financial and banking system. These are the protectors. They did that. And now all of a sudden, they're being attacked from a different angle. This has the potential to be devastating. This has the potential to cause a lot of harm to small people who aren't prepared. You know, the conspiracy theorists, the number 17 guys, were saying that you needed to have a few weeks worth of food, a few weeks worth of water, maybe a radio, be prepared in case the power is shut off. Well, you want to know what could cause you to need some food supplies and power to be shut off? This can cause that. I don't know. I have faith in God, and I know that God's arm is not short, and that his ability to change the world in an instant, and we may be looking at it, my friends. It's been prophesied. Kim Clement, Mark Taylor, a bunch of others said it's going to happen. I don't know. We shall see. I don't have faith in 17 or Trump or the military or any other thing, but I have faith in God. And God has made some promises, and those promises will be kept. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I think we're about to, you sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind. I think the whirlwind is about to happen. And, if you hold a bunch of silver, it might be good for you for a short term anyway. So, hey, I'm all for that. Trust in the Lord God. If you don't know him, find him, seek him. If you knock, the door shall be open. If you seek, you shall find. That's what he says. He's not that far away. You may feel like you're 100 miles away. You may be saying, but Mike, I've done so much. Look at who I am. How can God love me? But that's not the way God works. You see, David was a man after his own heart, even though he murdered the husband of the woman he wanted to have did have affair with. Think about that. God doesn't choose the perfect. He makes the perfect out of the flawed people he chooses. It's okay. We've all been down that road. We've all got our hurts, hang-ups, sorrows, pains, suffering. We've all been at the bottom. Every one of us. But the cross covers all that. take a moment to seek him. If you want to know more about that, just comment in the feed. Somebody's on here who'll be glad to help you. With that, I'm going to jump off here. Remember to check me out, especially on Rumble, because that's where all these videos get uploaded. Right now, they're the most secure place for you to find me and in many of the other like-minded thinkers out on the marketplace. Because, you know, this is my UbiTubes. This is my MeWe. This is my Parler if it ever comes back. But see, they can take those down in a heartbeat. They can take Rumble down in a heartbeat. Every one of my videos is recorded and uploaded on Rumble. I have a hard copy of them all. If something happens to me, I'll find someplace else to put it. But check me out on Rumble. Please, if you go on Rumble to make sure you subscribe or follow me and hit the little Rumble button. Watch a couple of videos and hit the little Rumble button, because that's how that spreads that word around on that. That's how their system works. If you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe and the bell and comment and share. If you're on Facebook, please follow me, share my video. I appreciate it. Other people need to hear. They need the hope. They really do. People are lost and confused, and I try to keep my message positive with hope. That's what I try to do. So, you guys have a great day. I'm gonna jump off here, and it's time to go to work. Catch y'all later.